Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast.
This is your place for all things automotive, the award-winning In Wheel Time car talk show. Today coming to you from the Spindletap Brewery in Houston's North Side. Just one of the stops on the Hot Rod Tour of Texas. We got a guest from this weekend's annual tour coming up.
All right.
Just ahead, we're going to get you involved in Hemmings Sold Car Roundup and what it's sold for, along with this week's new car recalls. Later, Jeff has the racing calendar. Mars has This Week in Auto History, and I'll get you caught up on the stories making automotive news headlines this week. Howdy. Along with Mike Out of This World Mars, we always need more Jeff Zekin, our chief engineer, David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us today. It's been a fun trip so far, and big plans for the rest of the day today and tonight. And then tomorrow they head up to Madisonville for a big barn full of really cool cars.
Hullabaloo, a big hullabaloo.
Big hullabaloo.
Hullabaloo.
Yeah. All right, so let's get to some recalls because we always do recalls, and we want to get to that right away. Audi Q6 e-tron and SQ6 e-tron. SQ6? I don't think
e-tron, it's electric.
I understand that, but I don't know as if I'd call it the SQ. It's kind of like Squid. I don't know what. 2025, both of those cars being recalled because of a rear view camera image that not displayed. Front passenger airbag not deployed on the Audi e-tron GT and the RS e-tron GT. You're getting a hint that there's a little problem with their electric
if
cars.
You put an E in front of it, there's something wrong with it.
Honda is recalling 152,000 U.S. vehicles over failing exterior and interior lights, according to an April 17th report. Recall covers 2014 to 2020 Acura MDX. Only 2% of recalled vehicles are expected to have the defect. An uneven sealing surface may allow for moisture to enter the tailgate lid and cause the light to fail.
How do you figure that out?
I don't know. Whatever. You know, you see those cars going down the street, and you get up behind them, and all of a sudden you got to take a turn, and there's the water sloshing around in the rear taillight. Incorrect tire inflation pressure sticker for the Ram 1500 for 2025. That's a recall. Can you believe that? Why don't you just take the magic marker out there and scratch it out? Stabilizer bar may detach and damage cables on the Cadillac Lyriq 23 to 25 model year. Incorrect brake system warning light, Volkswagen ID Buzz 2025. Stabilizer bar may detach and damage the cables on the Acura ZDX for 24. Hyundai Ioniq 2025, reduced braking performance from a software error. Well, loss of brake function from brake fluid leak on the Ford. Here we go with the Ford section.
Oh boy, here we go.
Ford Expedition 2017 to 28. All of this are in the same era. F-150 and the Navigator. Those are all being recalled. Do I have another Ford section here that continues? Yes, I do.
Dig deep for it.
Power windows may pinch in the Ford Ranger and the Lincoln Nautilus for 2024.
So they don't go up all the way?
They go up, with your finger in it.
Oh.
Ford Explorer 2025. Explorer has a software error that may cause a loss of drive power. And then GM recalling highly profitable full-size pickups and SUVs from the 21 through 24 model years for a defect that's caused engine failures. We've talked about this before. Automaker on April 25th said it will issue a voluntary recall of the Silverado 1500 and the Sierra 1500 and the Chevy Tahoe and Suburban, GM Yukon, Cadillac Escalade for their SUV, and all of them with the 6.2-liter V8 L87 engine. A stop sale also is in effect though the recall does not cover any 25 models so far. The recall relates to 39 reports of engine problems that NHTSA began investigating in January. GM said the recall does not include all 877 vehicles covered by that investigation, but did not say how many are affected.
Oh, my.
Yeah. It's a bearing in the engine that apparently it swallows itself.
Well, Cadillac used to put the starter underneath the intake.
That's right, they did. Yeah. That was not a good.
That was a mess.
Who came up with that?
The guy that sold them starters.
You think? I think it was a design issue.
I
don't know why they did that.
I don't know.
As you look out in the parking lot out there and in the pavilion
They're pulling
area,
in. They're pulling in.
There are more and more cars pulling in, and from what my experience tells me is that they kind of drizzle in because
Trickle.
there's big groups that are together
And
and
packs.
big groups that aren't together, and they wind up getting separated, stoplights, that sort of stuff.
Hey, there's the Buick just rolled in. These guys had the convertible. No, that's not the one. Convertible Buick, and they had steampunk goggles.
Yes, I saw
with
that.
the convertible top down, and they were loving it.
Did you take video of that, Mars?
Yeah, I caught them on one of the turns out there in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yes, we were there. We went through. We didn't see you. We didn't know where you were.
Well, because if I have the video, I got edited out, but you came around the Ups truck just as he went by, so there's about 2 seconds of your Corvette. And that's it because of the Ups truck.
Yep.
Well, I'm so sorry that I shortchanged everybody with that magnificent
Well, I edited
view
that piece of it was out.
and my big blonde hair flowing out the window. Yeah, blonde.
Yeah.
Hey, if we're going to lie, I might as well just go ahead and lie all the way. All right. Shall we do the sold car roundup?
You've
already got the thing
got it
up
plugged
there.
in. Heck
Okay,
yeah,
all
buddy.
right, let's do it. So Hemmings publishes all the cars that they sell online once a week. Now, this is a couple of weeks ago, but that's not the point. So all these cars were sold through Hemmings. And so we have a little game that we play. I give you the picture online, but I also tell you about this 1960 Chevrolet Corvette. And these boys sitting next to me, Mars and
Yes, sir.
David, feel like
Jump
you
in,
can
David.
Jump in.
Jump
too.
in.
And if George Skelton, if he's watching, I know
Jeff Heitzman.
Jeff Heitzman, I know everybody likes to join in on this, so be my
Vinny.
guest.
We got Vinny online. Vinny Boombots is
Dr. Vinny
Dr.
Boom-
Vinny Boombots.
So a 1960 Chevrolet Corvette. This would be a C1 Corvette. White with a gray insert in the side of it and a red interior. It's a convertible.
red.
I don't
Yeah.
know whether it's two tops or one, but it doesn't make any difference. C1, it's absolutely beautiful. Looks like it's got wire wheels. Is that wire wheels on it? Looks like it.
No, they're
they're
hubcaps.
not.
They're
Hubcaps.
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 Are they caps?
They're caps.
They're caps.
Okay.
And it does have a hard top because there's clips on the back tonneau area.
Yeah, removable.
Yeah.
All right. So 60 Corvette. It looks like it's restored and it's real nice.
Okay, Mike, you go first.
I'm going to say 62.
Oh, I'm going to go 47.
David?
65.
65. Well, none of you are anywhere close because it sold for $72,450.
I was close. Come on now.
I was going to buy it.
I was closest.
The next car up is Jeff's favorite brand, only because he worked at the Cadillac factory.
Oh, boy. Not that year.
No. You weren't even working it in, well, I won't even go there. 1949 Cadillac 62. Now, this looks like it has been fully restored. It's got the wide whites on it, but there's no extra bling because it comes with it from the factory.
It's got training Dagmars on it.
Yeah, training Dagmars, that's right, without the rubber tips.
Yep.
Okay, so what do you think for a 49 restored Cadillac 62 all original?
$32,000.
$32,000. Now, this is a two-door model. So in today's terms, well, in past recent history, it would have been a Coupe de Ville, but they called it a 62, Cadillac 62. Mr. Mars, what would you like to give for that?
Me, personally, about
No.
$1,200.
How much do you think that it sold for?
It's a really nice car, so I'm not sure of that market. I'd say 30.
30, Jeff?
I said 32.
32?
Yeah.
David?
35.
35. $57,750.
Again,
I said in the statement, I said, this is a restored car.
Well, I understand, but
What?
I was starting to say something about this.
There's a
you know,
B.
unless it's for a museum or something, I don't know.
It's
know
not
the
something that we would be attracted to, but, there
Oh,
are
yes, we would.
guys that would really go for that.
Yeah.
No, I understand, but to me that kind of money, that's a museum piece, not a car you drive.
Okay, now let's
That's
talk
true.
about a more current museum piece, okay?
All right.
Let's go to the 1968 Pontiac GTO.
There's a couple
Matter of
out
fact,
here like
I'm
that.
just going to say
Yeah.
there is a couple out here.
Yeah.
Now, this is a convertible, and it looks stock, a stock-appearing convertible. But it is a 68 Pontiac GTO. So it probably has some horsepower under the hood.
Yeah, a little
Looks
bit.
like it's been restored. How much would you give for that?
I'm going to say it's got the tack on the hood, the ram air. 32.
28.
35.
$42,000.
Man, we're way
Come on,
off.
you guys
again.
are underbidding all these good cars.
I know. I think we need.
All right, well, I'm going to bring it back to your level, Mars.
showing
over
you
there
where
in
the market
Neaterville,
is.
all right? Here is a 1961 Ford F-250.
You know what he's going to say? He's going to say it's priceless. That's what he's going to say.
Probably so, for being in Neaterville.
Yeah.
That's his
It
daily
looks like a
driver.
farm truck.
Looks like my backyard.
It's unrestored. It looks like, it looks like something that has probably got 1 million miles on it, hauling hay and horse
Got
trailers.
You know what this looks like? It looks like an old fire rescue truck with the
Well, it is
grill
four-wheel
on it.
drive.
Brush
Yeah,
guard.
and look at the rear end. It's got like a catch that you could maybe put a fire extinguisher on
Okay.
there, or
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
that's a
you're-
step up,
you're-
Mars.
Yeah.
I think that you're overselling this.
Okay.
But what do you think that sold for? A 61 Ford F-250. My guess is it's probably got a straight 6 in it. Don't know. There you go. Mars?
16.
16 for Mars. Jeffrey?
8.
12.
8.
This is Mars daily driver, 12,000.
12,000. $19,425.
oh, I know why. It's got a white steering wheel. That's why it's so much.
That's
white
it.
bumper.
Yeah.
That's it.
Vacuum
High class,
steering wheel
baby.
bumper.
It does have a Texas
Okay, now
plate.
here's one that I would love to drive. I'd like to actually. I want my picture taken in this.
Oh,
This is
boy.
a rare 1956 Chevrolet Cameo. This was Chevrolet's attempt to gussy up, glam up, if you will.
Sissify.
I don't know. They didn't know what that was back then, and I wouldn't call it that. A 56 Chevy Cameo, wide white tires, really nice wheels and hubcaps on it, chrome bumper front and rear, and it's also got a sunshade over the window, front window. So the windshield. How much would you think?
I'm going big. I'm going big.
Go large. Go ahead.
52.
52. Mars.
28.
28.
There's
Okay.
40.
Well, David wins. It went for 42,000.
David,
Now here's
pay up front when you leave.
Here's one for David.
Oh,
this
David.
is his. A 1962 Rambler American 400. That is one odd, bizarre
That's an odd
car.
duck, all right.
It is. And it's a convertible on top of it. Don't ask me anything about it other than it's got white walls and it's got some big hubcaps on it, and it's a two-door, and in my opinion,
Rambler American,
it's
huh?
Rambler
ugly.
American.
Rambler American 400.
It looks
As opposed to a
amphibious.
300 or 200.
Is it
How much?
amphibious? Did it go in the water?
No, it's not amphibious.
I know. I was thinking the same thing, David. It looks
It
amphibious.
does look like a duck, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
And that rear axle placement, I don't know.
It looks like that somebody's adjusted that around.
Yeah.
Maybe shortened it up a bit.
8,000.
Thing got a Hemi.
8,000. David says 8,000.
I know.
Is George or somebody else online with us? Do they?
No, they are, but I haven't seen anybody pipe in about
All right,
it.
I'm going to go 11.
11. Mars.
I would go 16.
16. David.
I said 8.
$12,075
Hey, I got closest.
for a
Wow.
convertible.
And I'm going to go flip it.
Yeah, you could pull into the Gerland's parking lot on Sunday about 10 o'clock with the top down and your white hair flowing, and you'd fit right in.
No, you just go to one of the retirement centers and park it with a
This
for sale
one is
sign.
for you, Jeffrey. The next one up, a 64
Oh, yeah.
Buick Riviera.
You know, I don't think we've seen any on the tour. I haven't seen any on the tour this
I
year.
don't know. Maybe not. I'm
I
not
don't
sure.
remember
I
seeing
think there
any.
might be one out there. We saw yesterday's stop, but I'm not sure. It's obviously sky blue.
Yeah. I don't know a whole lot about it, but let me just give you. This is not the boat tail version of the
Okay.
Riviera.
No
so this
hideaways or nothing.
This is a pre boat tail popularity thing. This was Buick's answer to two-door luxury. Okay, so a Buick Riviera from 1964. What do you give for it?
11.
Mars?
10.
10.
10.
I say 12.
12,359 was the sold price.
Okay, and you need that to take care of all the chips and the paint and the.
But this is a hot rod tour car.
I know it is.
That's what that is. So
It's
you
a-
take it on the tour and you enjoy the car.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't know what it would be like as far as reliability is concerned.
Well,
but
there you go.
That's another segment altogether. All right. So here next we have the 1987 Jaguar XJ6.
This is more David.
This is a Leslie car.
That's what I was going to say.
2,000.
This is a 1987.
Wait a minute. It can't be a Leslie's car because it's not on a rollback.
No, they pulled it off the roll back to take that picture.
Oh, I got you.
1987.
Sorry, Leslie.
1987 Jaguar XJ6.
Jaguar. Out of California, I see.
California AA.
Yeah.
5,000.
The only thing I like about that car is the wheels.
You know,
I'm going to
like
give
that.
you $9,000
There's
for
not a
it.
damn thing about that.
I'm gonna
car
give you
that I
$9,000.
like.
I like the hood in them.
Yeah, the little Jaggy.
Yeah. There's
$9,000.
a guy, huh?
9.
9? Mars?
16.
16?
Dave.
David?
5.
Huh?
5.
5. 12, 6.
Oh, so we're kind of
California.
tweener.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're
Matter of fact, the guy that has the pickup truck, that he did all the work himself on it. And don't ask me what year model it is. I don't know. But he set a grill where a grill it is not really attached other than the attachment points that he made for it. Okay, and on top of it, he put it's an emblem from I think it's an Oldsmobile, but it's a jet airplane with the wings swept back.
Oh, yeah.
and it's chrome.
like a Boeing.
Like a Boeing airplane.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what I like about this whole front end? He says, what's that? I said, that emblem, that trinket that you put on top of the grill, it was spectacular. It's probably here now because we're getting more and more people coming in the door. All right.
Back to the trickle.
All right. And we got one more car left. This one might be on the Hot Rod Tour. I'm not sure.
We've seen similar.
Yes, we
Similar,
have.
yes.
So this is a 1931 Ford. These kind of cars remind me of the ZZ Top car.
Kind of, yeah.
31 Ford, and clearly it's got a custom frame, a lot of strengthening in the frame, roll bars, all of that,
Yeah,
big wide tires.
That's pretty unusual, that there. Instead of
Yeah.
it running all the way out here and tying in.
I think
you
it
shut
may
down.
be a stock frame that they've tried to bolster up because of the 1,000 horsepower blown big block that's sitting in there.
Dual quads on it.
Yeah.
Look at that belt. It's got the blower huge.
Yeah. So 31 Ford with a lot of horsepower and making a lot of noise. How much do you think that would go for?
32.
32. Mars?
42.
Mars says 42. And what do you think, David?
38.
Well, David wins. It went for 37.8.
Whoa.
David can't play
man.
no more.
No, he can't.
He's winning all of them.
Well, I know.
I won every one of them, almost.
That's okay. You're all right. That's all right. We have other camera options. We have them in the men's room, in the women's room. Never mind. I didn't say that.
You're good.
Different show.
That's a different show. We're just kind of the pre.
That's next week's show.
Is it? Yeah.
We're doing a remote from David's place.
All right. Let's see.
Good. How are
Great.
you? You made the next stop. Made it.
I like it. Okay, well, we're going to take a quick break just ahead. Jeff has the racing calendar, and Mars has This Week in Auto History. And, this week's auto news headlines, all just ahead. On the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show, we're back in a flash.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show thanks you for 14 wonderful years. Yep, our first show aired May 7th, 2011 on a local radio station. Then it was a move to the digital world and social media, and you followed. Thank you. We continue to build and grow our fan base, and it's all because of you and your auto enthusiast friends. We appreciate your support. It's always great to see you at our remote broadcasts, and we hope you'll continue to stop by and say hello. It's been a great ride, and we hope to bring you more fun and adventure right here on the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show.
Welcome back to In-Wheel Time. Today coming to you from the Spindletap Brewery, one of many stops on the Hot Rod Tour of Texas.
Nice.
This is kind of like the middle of the tour. Started off
Halfway,
yesterday morning down in Victoria, made our way up through Palacios, And
Coastal Drive.
Coastal Drive. And then we also stopped at the Hack Winery down in Santa Fe.
It's a nice place.
It was.
Yeah,
I was
nice place.
surprised.
Yeah.
Large.
I know, it's strange. And this is an odd thing, too, here at Spindletap.
Yes.
It's not on the side of a freeway. This is not Roadhouse or anything like that.
No.
So there are 3 guys I learned today from Kingwood that started this business that's behind us, and several actual businesses in one that conglomerated here. So they thought, you know what we're missing? We're missing a little something for ourselves. So they put the brewery, which goes back all the way back there. The big boiler tanks are back there in the back, and it's really a very nice bar.
It is.
Come in here after work, working here, sit down, watch sports events, and have yourself a brewski.
Yeah, well, they've got brew, they've got coffee, they've got soft drinks, they've got an area in the back with video games and things. If you want to come in with a younger person, they've got the cornhole outside. They've got all kinds of things working outside in the garden area, I guess is what you want to call it. But it's very cool stuff.
Correct.
Very cool.
Okay, so let's do the racing calendar.
All right,
Mr. Jeffrey has that, sponsored by the Texas Muscle Car Club Challenge.
Thank you for that. NHRA is okay. The 25th and 27th, it is NHRA 4-wide nationals at ZMAX Dragway. Now, don't forget, we just did 4-wide 2 weeks ago, so they're back into the 4-wide system. Craftsman Trucks, they don't run this week. They're running May 2nd. You've got the Xfinity Series is going to run this week in Talladega, baby.
Yeah.
And then you got the big boy NASCARs also running in Talladega. The rest of the series are pretty much off. Formula One, IMSA, Indy is going to be winding up. They're off this weekend. And then we got some stuff coming up beginning of May. And then you got time trials for Indy and all that good stuff. So it's going to get exciting. It's going to get action-packed. And it's just the kickoff.
That sounds good.
Yep.
I think that most of the people that are here already, they're still trickling in because that's the way the tour works.
Right.
They're going to be interested in your Auto History Week, Mr. Mars.
Yes, sir. So
Did I wake you up down there?
No. I was just there was some things here. This week in Auto History, on April the 20th, 1939, Plymouth introduced the first power retractable top. Now, a lot of people think about the Ford. Ford had a very popular model. I think it was 57, 58, something like that. Yeah, it was very popular where the top retracted down into the trunk. Well, this was actually introduced by Plymouth in 1939.
That is not a 1939 Plymouth.
No,
there,
it was introduced in 1939.
Yeah, that's as close as I got.
They introduced
that is a Plymouth, but it's not a 1939.
Well, that's one that folds down into the trunk.
Right. Didn't the Ford have one where it had like 132 servos or something?
Yeah, that's
some
the one everybody
godly
remembers.
Number. Right.
Yeah. Also this week in 1970, now this is the first Earth Day spurs emissions awareness. Now I put this in here because it's led. That's what really happened in 1970, and that's where people started thinking about the Earth and the environment, and they started doing the Clean Air Act and started forcing automakers to develop cleaner
when they all got jacked up.
That's right.
One thing before you leave the shop, Mike, if anybody's watching at home, you can actually see my house from there.
Yeah, and wave. You can wave at them, too.
Okay, next.
Also, in 2004, Ford ends the retro-styled Thunderbird production. It was reintroduced in 2002. Despite the initial enthusiasm, sales quickly declined, and the 11th generation Thunderbird was phased out after just 3 model years.
Did you ever drive that car?
I never
That
did.
was one of the first cars I drove when I started doing reviews.
Yeah.
That was the worst thing that I think that I drove in my entire career of reviewing
And he
cars.
never gives bad reviews. Imagine that.
God, that car's awful.
Also this week in 1920, Detroit deploys the first motorized fire truck.
Yeah, baby.
Now this was, they used the motorized fire truck, replacing the traditional horse-drawn equipment, and it significantly improved emergency response times and operational efficiencies. Of course, then you had companies like American La France and other companies ventured into that, started building more and more of them.
He said La France.
He said
La
La
France.
France.
That's what it says.
It's La France.
La France.
He's bilingual.
God.
He speaks Neaterville.
That's it. The
Also
language
this
of
week,
its own.
one more. Also this week, General Motors announced it would discontinue the Pontiac brand as part of the post-bankruptcy
Pontiac
restructuring
brand.
plan. Pontiac went away. Once known for the performance-driven models like the GTO, Firebird, and Trans Am, It struggled with declining sales and brand identity, because basically, in my opinion, GM said they were through with it and let it die.
We're done.
2010 G6 was the last Pontiac built that came off the show line.
And what a shame
we didn't have a
that
pick of
was.
that, so
Make that the last car. God.
Golly.
Well, if you're going to go out, you might as well go out bad. So.
I guess so.
That was this week in auto history.
Thank you, sir. Tariffs will thwart sales and production of light-duty vehicles across the globe for at least the next 2 years, according to a new analysis from S&P Global Mobility. The firm forecasts broad downgrades, with North America expected to be the hardest hit. German automakers are also vulnerable. Light vehicle production will slide by 944,000 cars this year, according to the Data and Insights firm. Tariff-related headwinds are expected to diminish volume by 778,000 in 2026. North American market will remain flat at 15.47 million vehicles in 2027, according to the firm. But overall, tariffs will have substantial ripples across the worldwide auto industry, according to a separate report from Market Insights firm Global Data. Automakers and suppliers are racing to mitigate prospective disruptions. No region will be unscathed as the tariffs dampen the global economic outlook, according to Wall Street. Through China and Europe, or should I say, though China and Europe are expected to fare better than North America.
Nice.
It's gloomy for the auto industry and all of the companies that make parts for the auto industry. Keep your ear to the ground. Let's keep it going. Yes, David? He said never mind.
Okay.
All right. Hey, we'd love to hear from you. Shoot us an email. The address is info@inwheeltime.com. We're back after this.
You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. The award-winning In Wheel Time Car Talk Show now reaches 5.3 million folks each year. Check us out on InWheelTime.com, the Odyssey Radio app, YouTube, Facebook, and just about every other entertainment source out there, including our live broadcast every Saturday, 10 to noon Central Time. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show has informative automotive guest interviews, new car reviews, along with popular features including Jeff's Car Culture, the latest new cars, cruise-ins, and racing dates. It's InWheelTime.com. Join us. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.